Morning, welcome back to our test. It's clean up time and we're going to get on with putting it back together. Okay, got some pedestrians, I'm going to have to stop for a second just to let them past. Water pump kit. That went well. We made the water pump kit. We just very lightly spray them down and then we put the mortar straight in as soon as we've done that. As long as there's no surface water and it's just damp brick. You can't have a shine on the brick. It's got to be just disappearing into the brick when you put the mortar on. And you have that sitting by you when you're pointing up. And if anything dries out, quickly wet it, get the mortar on there, and then create a seal in between the mortar and the brick. And that'll stay damp while the moisture is being slowly sucked out of the water. Right, this is the brick kit, orientated the way it's going to go in the wall. If you see the pattern on the floor, and you'll see there's two there, like those two at the bottom. Then there's the two that go over the arch. The one angle brick that goes in the angle, and that half, he's got a chunky fella, he's going to go in that hole right there. Just give a dusting over, mild soaking. Right, concentrating on this one, wet enough now. Grab a little bit of the mortar, and where you are, there you are. And chuck it at the wall. Right, there we go. Spread it down, make sure it's not going to go anywhere. Do not scrape this off the brick face until this is fairly dry. Right. That one. Squish it in. Okay. Line up the top and bottom best you can. Done. Remember is the rest of this wall is a bit higgledy-piggledy, okay? Now we are cutting off, not scraping off stuff on bricks, okay? Just like that. Now, leave that until there's no signs of damp on it. Then we'll get back to it. Okay, so we are in there, it's squished in, there's a nice seal behind it against that brick, pretty much level with the one next to it and the one over there, so we're happy with that. Keep it more uniform. On to the next one. Put a little bit on the back. Ooh, back in the front again. You get used to this camera at some point. It's not mirror image, it's exactly the opposite of what I am. It's really helpful. This type of oval, you're not looking for perfection, you're actually looking for similarity between the finish that was there originally and what you're putting in. And where they've got Kent pegs in there, they're not quite right. New bricks are not quite right. So try and get the same sort of brick and get it in there within the average of what the surface is, so that you can make it look like, even if it's out of place, it's in place. It's supposed to look the same as everything else. And if everything else is higgledy-piggledy, you've got to make it higgledy-piggledy. Enough said. Scrape off like that. You want about 45 on your pointing line, and you just want to lift and scrape. You do not want to and mash it all into the brick surface. Right, now, we're chiseling off the bricks. because they're soft bricks, I'm using a wood chisel. I can't really show you on this camera because it's great when I give it a go. It's very, very blunt, rounded, but still has the ability to flick and control which direction you're going to go through. So you don't have to take off massive amounts of stuff on what chisel either. This ridiculous big crap. If you're trying to fine tune a wall, use a fine tuning tool. I'm never going to use this for wood ever again because it won't do it. But this is brilliant for chiseling surfaces and bricks. Bits. If you have a look at the mortar, it's below the surface of the new version where we're going to go, but my bits are in it. I'm going to cut a little triangle out to go in there because I didn't do a very good job of that, and I can make that fit quite nicely. And they're in, and when they point it up they look even more uniform, so nice. And if I just run over quickly you can barely tell which one it is, which is great. One there. You actually can't even find them now. You see, when you come through the gate, you know how greasy it is. A brick wall, so every single face of brick is not okay. Right, so pointing begins right here. We need to make a tool gap. I'll explain what a tool gap is. Right. When you point and you're right-handed, you work that way. Brushing the muck into what you've already done, but you can't do there because you run into that. So we're going to turn it around and get some in there so that we can come back onto it. Press into the joints. Right, normally you do perps first, which is awkward down here, so we're going to do what we can as we go along. But first of all, I'm just going to give this a little brush off because we've got a lot of debris clinging to the bottom of the wall. Doesn't take long. Much better technique. Next door is round ironed. We're going to weather struck this, so which means we're going to put an angle on it and a sharp stop, and an angle on it and a sharp stop. So because we've got a bit of pointing left up the top, and the other side of the gate is a continuation of this pointing, so we're going to try and keep everything looking the same. Get your tool a bit sticky. We're going to pull it off like this, so we've got a bit on there, and hopefully a bit like it stays on there. Swipe it off your bucket trowel. Like that. Off like that. There you go. It won't stay there forever. So we're going to feed in until we've got something definitive in the wall. It wants to stay there. You can feel it as well. You can feel the pressure on the tool when you get to a point where it's not going to want to accept anything else. Eventually, when you get the hang of it, you get pretty quick at it. So, pat down, try and cover most of your trowel if you can, because the less time you spend in the bucket, the more time you spend on the wall. Speed you up now, right? Cut the end off. There's your little run. Pick up the mortar. Now this is a complete mess, by the way. You are not here right now to make this tidy. Okay, you are here to get muck in the wall. That's it. This is first stage. Flatten out, strike off, square bit on the end. Trowel flat, so you're even all the way across the board. Cut the end. Get it flat. You want to keep doing the same spot until you've got a bit of pressure in there. It's the right sort of pressure for what you're looking for. And remember, you're going over this again. So you don't want it stupid tight. Don't want it rock solid, because you'll be there all day trying to get one spot down. Literally trying to get your mortar. You can take as much or as little as you need. End of the trowel, start off at a slight angle, wiggle it, and then bring the trowel to where the wall is, and what you'll do is you'll wiggle it along and compress it into the tip of your trowel. When you're pointing this, you're trying to go just underneath the brick above and just over the brick below. Not too much, you're going to try and 1 mil either side of it, okay? So 1 mil out on the bottom, 1 mil under at the top. Otherwise it kind of looks like jumbo with the pointing in, and it's a bit weird. It's the kind of the difference between an artist doing fine line work with one of those little fine line pens, or a kid doing it with a crayon. You know, it makes a big difference. It's muddy as hell, but that's all you need. You just need it filled to the surface so you have something to shape when you get to the finishing off point. We're going to get our tool just under the lip of the brick, work our way along. Try and work into the perps as you're doing this. Okay, you see you've got little bits of fluff. You can drag them off. Don't need to take all of them off, it's not important. Right, perps. I'm going to do the same. Now if you've got a weird shaped perp, that's fine. Just put a little recess on it if you can. Go over that one. You want the perp to stop before it gets to the horizontals. I'm just going to drag off the excess on there. Instantaneously cleaner. Right, now here we're going to get a straight line. We're going to follow that line into the brick. Right. Now this one is a little bit more pronounced squarey. So I'm going to do that. And off to one side, making sure that you keep the side the same all the way along. And you'll end up with a uniformed finish to your project. Right, now, top of the perp, just a little score line, that's all you need. sure if you can see the sign come out there. Get a little bobble of your stuff. Get a bit on the pointing iron and compress it, rub it into that until it is where you want it. Finish it off exactly the same as the rest of it. The crack will disappear. It is purely that your mortar has shrunk and separated, and if you put a little bit in the middle, it's the only way to stop that from happening again. Stage where we start getting rid of very, very sharp lines, and literally just give it going over with a brush. Get rid of all the little hangers on. Dull lines down a little. That's all today. Starting to lose the daylight, which is not good. I'm down in the dark anyway, so I'll get this tidied up and get going again.